everyone, my name is Paul Inkley and I am your host, and my show is Last Chance, and I welcome you. I'm really excited today because we have a brand new sponsor for the show. KCF University, a learning institution above the rest. A school that makes college what it should be. Now, if you're interested in KCFU, this college approaches things differently than colleges do today, and their whole mindset. But if you'd like to reach them, you can reach them at 1-800-382-5254. That's 1-800-382-5254. Or you can reach them on their website at www.kcfu.com. KCFU College, what learning should be. Thank you. Now, what I'd like to talk about today would be the education system that we have in this country. And, I think we need to ask ourselves what exactly we should do with this lovely bucket of shit that we have. Now, you have to be insane or an idiot if you can't see the insane problems we're having in our public schools. Many of the schools across this nation are not even remotely close to being safe. If you live in Chicago, Detroit, New York, LA, one of these big metropolitan cities, especially on the East Coast, you know what? In my opinion, you should be sending your kids to school with a gun. At least they could defend themselves. But now, they're this movement going across this country. They've changed the curriculum, and so now our kids spend a good part of their time testing. Or should I say data mining? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but it's the truth. And another truth is our kids' anxiety levels are rising. Some kids are so frustrated they've just quit trying it all. Unfortunately, in today's schools, everything has to be fair. And they're teaching our kids this political correctness bullshit from a very young age, that everyone should be the same. Unfortunately, the ones that get left out are the dreamers, the go-getters, the smart kids. Unless you're a boy, and then they'll medicate you to the point to where your ambitions, your dreams, and your drive will just be smashed to hell. So many of our schools across this country are full of kids that don't speak English, and because of political correctness, they don't have to. I'm sick and tired of this whole English bullshit. In America, we speak English. If you're going to live here, then learn it. Now, I believe every child out there deserves a basic education. But there are some kids out there that could do great, great things, but we're never going to know if we keep trying to make our kids all the same, or make them feel like the only way they can accomplish their dreams is by going to college. Speaking of college, have you noticed the colleges popping up everywhere? In my part of the country, every strip mall has all $1, a smoke shop, and a college all in the same building. And it seems like it doesn't matter what media source you turn on, almost instantly you're bombarded with college commercials. We've gone as insane about college in this country as we have about safety. We have gone totally, completely whacked out overboard. And now there's this movement going across the grand USA. They're making it their life's mission to convince our kids the only way that they'll ever accomplish anything is by going to college. And this brainwashing is starting in our grade schools. I hate to break it to all you college junkies out there, but, there are a lot of tasks that make this great big world go around, and not all of them require college. You don't think a whole hell of a lot of yourself if you think the only way you can accomplish your dreams is by going to college. And if you're looking at me and saying, well, those other tasks must be low-paying jobs, well, then you're a dumbass. I have a list here of successful Americans that either dropped out of college or never went to college because they were too damn busy going out and making their dreams happen. And college never really had a damn thing to do with any of it. I found it interesting as I was putting this list together, and you'll notice as I read it that there are no professional actors on this list, or professional singers, or professional athletes. No, this is a list of people that because they went out and made their dreams happen, it changed, all of our everyday lives. I'd like to start out with Bill Gates and Paul Allen. You know, Paul Allen dropped out of Washington State and then went over and worked at Bill Gates till he dropped out of Harvard, and of course they created Microsoft. Michael Dell Computer, he dropped out of the University of Texas. President Abraham Lincoln, this man was the President of the United States. He was homeschooled. Mark Twain never had any college. Walt Disney, you know, this man, we all know his accomplishments. He dropped out of high school at age 16. Charles Kopler, does that name sound familiar? This man created Coca-Cola, dropped out of high school. Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken, dropped out of grade school. You know, Thomas Edison, now we'd all think that he, you know, would have had college. You know, he was homeschooled till he was age 12, no college. David Green of Hobby Lobby, no college. Ray Kroc, the man that created McDonald's, dropped out of high school. David Thomas, the creator of Wendy's, you know, no college. Henry Ford, the creator of Ford Motor Company, no college. Steve Jobs, you know, this man created Apple. He dropped out of Reed College to go out and make his dreams happen. Simon Cowell, you know, creator of American Idol and The X Factor, dropped out of high school. David Geffen, he was co-founder of DreamWorks, dropped out of Santa Monica University. David Karp, creator of Tumblr website, he dropped out of high school. David Neilman, he owns JetBlue, you know, an airline company, dropped out of high school. Mary Kay Ash, you know, Mary Kay Cosmetics, no college. Debbie Fields, no college. Rush Limbaugh. Now this man was told his whole young adult life that this dream he had of a nationwide talk show was a joke. It would never work. And now he's the biggest radio talk show host in the world. This man certainly knew how to go out and have a dream and go about making it happen. You know, and the last two are Mark Zuckerberg, I think I said that right, and Dustin Moskovitz, and they created Facebook. And if that's not a good example of the American dream, then I don't know what is. Now, I don't care if you want to be a doctor or a nurse or one of the many other trades that require college. I'm just saying to convince our kids that that's the only way that they can succeed is dishonest and it is wrong. Personally, I think, you know, our public schools and our college and universities have become corrupt and wicked. Many of the college professors and our public school teachers and school administrators have become wicked and corrupt in the way that they think and in the way that they teach. If you're a Christian, you'd better look close, because there's nothing about God being taught in our schools anymore. They won't allow it. But they can teach about homosexuality. Like, they can teach about the whole LGBTQ plus bullshit. You know, they can teach about sex or masturbation or abortion. They can take, you know, God out of Christmas. They can teach that God is not real, that he's something to be scoffed at and certainly not taught. You know what? So much for the creation. You know, this wickedness is spreading all across our nation, America, and it's especially in our schools. You know, our children's relationship with God should be our top priority, And that's pretty tough to do with the schools that we send our kids to today. Just a thought. I am an American, and I bid you a farewell. Boom. There it is.